Hello, can you hear me?
I think I've got to change my preferences here.
Good morning.
Says everything's fine. I can't really hear you at all.
Can't hear me? Can't hear me?
Okay, hold on. Let me just check my stuff.
2212. And we're back.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hello there.
How was your second coffee adventure? Did you make your coffee properly this morning?
I made a non-coffee today.
Can you please explain to me and the listeners what a non-coffee is? Like, what was in
A
your cup?
non-coffee. So my non-coffee was I guess I was so tired. I woke up trying to make the coffee and I poured the water into the carafe, the that which contains the water,
Right.
and I poured said water into the side of the machine. Only that's the part I didn't. My brain said that I did, but I didn't. What I did is I filled it up and then I went, okay. And I put it into the spot and
Yeah.
pressed the button. So
Okay.
then it brewed,
Right.
but
With no water.
It brewed nothing. Yeah.
So you went to grab your cup.
So
and
I
you're
went
like,
to
"Hey,
go
I'm
grab.
ready."
So I went to go grab the craft, and it finished its thing. It's like doing its thing. It's finished, and then I'm like, okay, it's ready to go. And then I go to pour it, and it's just water, and I'm like, what the hell? And then I realized, oh wait, you got to put the water in the machine, right?
Awesome.
So that's what happened to me.
Great.
Off to a great start.
I made a pretty great brew this morning. I have a nice little. This is
Ooh.
one of my wife's favorite mugs.
Ooh la la.
Tracy bought me a creamer, a Starbucks creamer that is the cinnamon dolce latte flavor.
Oh, I've had
I
a few
absolutely love.
cinnamon dolces in my day.
They're very tasty, and
Oh
so I
boy.
just dump a bunch of that. I don't use it every day, but for special coffee occasions, I dump it all in
Special
my
coffee
coffee,
occasions.
like an Ugly Mugs, or
Oh,
if I'm having a party where it's all coffee related
a
parties.
party, a coffee, an occasional party coffee
Right.
or
Yeah.
coffee party.
Yeah. Well, hey, how's it going? We feel like we haven't talked all
Oh
for a
well,
while.
I've been sick,
Yeah, you were ill
so
for a little bit.
I'm still sick. It's it's in my lung.
Was that a proof cough? Was it like, look how sick I am? Here's the
No,
cough
it's
for you
real.
all.
No, it's real. I had to get tested
Hmm.
for the COVID.
Is that how they say
Um,
it in Quebec? Le COVID?
is that what I say? Is that how I say it?
I don't know. I don't
That's
know.
how I say it. I don't know how they say it in Quebec, but I
No,
said
I don't know.
COVID.
They
It's just
say
it's
yeah.
it's fancier. It sounds fancier. Um, so I got tested, and it's I got my results late last night. They came in and negative.
Good for you.
So there you go.
Yeah. Thank you. It
So
must have been a
hopefully,
rapid test?
no, it wasn't regular.
Just a regular
Yeah, but I
slow-mo
got it
test.
back. I got it pretty fast.
You got it back like within like 12 hours or something,
I
right?
got it back within 12 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty fast.
Hmm.
So
So
yeah, welcome to the show, everyone, where we talk about rapid versus slow tests. We talk about coffee, and Jack will cough
yes,
throughout the whole
I will
episode.
cough a
So
little bit this time. Don't say it because every time you say it, then I can feel it. makes
not
me makes
nothing
me want to cough.
nothing but high quality entertainment on our weekend show, The Ugly Mugs.
That's right. That's right. Ugly Mugs is definitely high quality.
So we haven't done Ugly Mugs in a couple weeks. So
Yeah.
we've got a lot to talk about.
Oh yeah.
We we haven't recorded this week either. So we are
Yeah. It's my
in our
bad.
recording. No, not no bads. No bads here, no bads. We are about to record the second interludes all in one chunk because the second interludes, if everyone knows, as multiple time book readers, the second interludes in Words of Radiance are super short.
Yeah.
Each interlude, there's four of them, and each interlude is like a page and a half almost, maybe a little bit more than that in the paperback, but not much.
Yeah.
So we're going to cover all of those in one chunk, which will be awesome.
That'd be cool.
We'll be doing that probably on Monday, so
Yeah,
tomorrow morning. I am off for 2 weeks. I'm off work for 2 weeks. Yay!
Yay!
So that'll allow us to try to do some major recording. Jack and I are going to try to record as much as possible over the next couple of weeks because we are getting really close to being caught up on our backlog of recordings. Just to give you an idea, today our early release early access release today was released, and we only have 2 more episodes in the bank on top of that.
Wow.
I do have 2 episodes I haven't edited yet. That's on me for not having found the time. So we technically have 4 episodes in the bank, but in order to be able to do a Sanderlanche at the end of the book, I think we're going to need to have at least 8 to 10 episodes in the bank.
Yeah, in the bank.
So to be able to double up every week, right?
Yep.
So yeah, our aim is to be able to get that done because we saw how much everyone really enjoyed the Sanderlanche last year when we did it, when it was like double release weeks for a whole month, and now we're going to do double release weeks for the entire part 5 to try to get it all out. So if that takes 5 or 6 weeks, then that's what we'll do. But we really want to be able to hammer that home for the listeners because it's really fun. It's really fun for them to experience the quickness of the book with us, because if they were reading the book, they would literally just be tearing through that thing. So,
that's right. I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're tearing through it. We're just also tearing it up as well. We're just sort of
oh, my book
getting our teeth into it and just
my Words of Radiance is legit tore up. It's destroyed. Like ripped. Oh yeah, it's completely destroyed. I've read it so much.
This one's getting more destroyed than my Way of Kings, I noticed.
Yeah,
I'm being a little more unkind to it.
Oh,
yeah. I'm not treating it with
the same amount of respect,
gentility. I need to be more. I need to be more gentle with it. It's fragile.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
I'm looking forward to the actual Sanderlanche part of Words of Radiance.
Yes.
So because there's been a lot of great development so far, I couldn't even hazard a guess as to where it's going. I really don't know. So, but I'm looking forward to getting through part 3.
Yeah. Yeah. So we have. Let's talk about some stuff that we have here.
Yeah.
So we have.
Do we have? Or what's the updates?
We do have a question, but we have. Yeah. Let's go through some of the stuff that we have here. So we actually finally hit 3,000 total downloads on our first Stormpod episode 1 of Way of Kings, which was the prologue and the prelude.
Yep.
We've hit over 3,000 downloads, so that's amazing. So thank you very much for everyone for listening. Those of you who have listened multiple times on multiple devices, which I don't think really happens, but maybe some of you hardcore people out there really did do that, but I doubt it. But thank you very much for listening. The unfortunate thing is that the second episode that we released, which was chapter 1, I believe, only has half as much, so it's about 1,600 episodes. Right. So we just want to say fuck you to all the other people who didn't listen, who didn't carry over from the first episode to the second episode.
Well, okay, hey, it's the first pancake. You give it a try, you check it out, and then you go meh, bagown.
The unfortunate
that's the official sound of indecision, by the way.
If we had been a podcast network that was 10 years in the making, and this Stormpod was our new show, it would have been very polished, right? Because we would have had all this experience behind us. But the very first episode of the Stormpod, you recorded, I think, on your earbuds.
Oh,
like
dude,
you were recorded on earbuds. I recorded it outside because we had company, and I was like, well, I'm gonna go record outside.
I think I was recording it on 8-track.
I think you were. I think you absolutely were. Yeah. So the quality of that first episode is not indicative of the rest of the product that we put out, and it's really unfortunate because I wish there was a way of us being able to.
You can't go back. You can't.
No, you can't go back and redo it. So unfortunately, we lost like 1,500 listeners potentially from one episode to the other. But if you were to look at all the episode downloads and listens, gradual losing of listeners from episode to episode happens throughout the whole series. So that's just the nature of the beast.
Yep.
But we do want to say thank you very much for everyone who has listened to be able to put us over 3,000. It's so cool that many people listen to at least one of our episodes. It's just really awesome.
Yeah,
so
it's great.
thank you so much. And I don't really mean the fuck you to all the other people. Not that they're ever going to hear this regardless, because they never listened to past the first episode. So so yeah, we had a few things come out this week, or the last couple of weeks. We had 2 episodes, episode 13 and 14 have come out since we did last Ugly Mugs. Those episodes, I just want to kind of quickly give us an idea of what those episodes were about. So episode 13 was Shalon getting chased by the deserters, which was awesome. And then we had the next episode, episode 14, which was we had a flashback with Shalon and her Shalon's father and brother arguing, and that's when we find out that Helloran is a shard bearer. And then
that's her older brother, correct?
Right, her older brother, yep. And then the one of the other episodes, our chapters in that episode, is also when Shalon turns around and goes and confronts the deserters and pretty much recruits them to help, which is an amazing chapter. It's such a great chapter.
Yeah, I can't believe how that element turns out. And I guess we can't talk about it on this on this show. Or?
Well, you're not spoiling anybody watching this right now. So if you want to talk a little bit about some of the episodes that we've already recorded, go ahead.
Well,
you're not going to be spoiling yourself.
I just love the fact that Shalon took on this new part of herself. I think the rogue coming to the surface, the forger, the con artist, and just ran with it and secured leadership. But there was, this character Tin among them who saw the con.
Right.
But also fell for Shalon's double con because she was conning the fact that she wasn't conning. You know what I mean? Like she was not revealing everything about her background, her purpose, Yasna, the whole thing. And then you find out that Tin was supposed to be the one on the ship. She was supposed to be on the mission to get rid of Yasna.
It was her team that pulled off the Yasna killing. Right.
And just, that was something that I loved so much. And then of course resulting in Tin's death.
Oh yeah. So we just recorded that last week, right?
Yeah. So that's fresh. And I was really shocked at that. I was really
shocked. Oh my God, one of our favorites are on. Ashlyn, what's up?
Ashlyn, how you doing?
Pretty good.
Good. Hello. Oh, you've got her mug. Hey, that's awesome.
Well, that mug looks that we might want to put that mug on the title of this one. Look at that.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. That's great. That's awesome.
Sweet.
That whole part of the book is fascinating to me. Tin thinks that Shalon is lying about who she is to everyone else, which she is, right?
Right.
But Tin doesn't realize the truth of it. There's this is actually going to be work really well here. The episode art for episode 14 is the one that we picked was Gaz by Botanica XU.
I lost Sil.
Oh, Sil.
Let me have a look at it.
Yeah, go take a look at it. So it is a picture of Gaz with the eye patch, and in the picture, in the image, there is a quote: "A lie, but also a truth." And that's by Botanic XU. I loved it so much we had to use it. This is like kind of like
which image is it?
It's episode 14. If you look on Instagram,
the one with Shalon with
no, not the one with Shalon and Pattern, but the next one, the next episode.
Okay, the next one I have, I think it looks like Critical Role pictures.
It's this one here. Here, I'll see if I can show you on the.
Oh yes.
Turn down my brightness. This one.
A truth, right? Okay.
Oh wait.
Yeah, I've got it.
This guy. Yeah.
Yep, got it.
So a truth, but also a lie, but
A
also a
lie, but
truth.
also a truth. Yeah.
That line is a perfect example of what's been going on this whole time between Shallan and Tin.
Right.
Shallan tells, I'm going to the Shattered Plains because I'm going to be betrothed. I'm pretending to be the betrothed of Adeline Colin. And it's a lie, but also a truth. And I love it so much. There's so many, and I love the confidence that Tin has, and she thinks she knows what's happening, and she
Yeah.
really doesn't know.
No,
It's
she
so
doesn't
great.
know. It's a what she pulled off, which I was a little bit surprised at, was that it's a double con. Like she she somehow managed to evade Tin's suspicions right up until the end.
Right.
So Tin didn't know until the span read described her, and then the game is up.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it
what
was
a great
it was
scene that was, eh?
so shocking that he wrapped it up just right then and there with regards to Tin's. I would have suspected that Tin's character would have continued and had a few more.
Well, they kind of he sort of alludes to something at the end where Shallan, through span read to the other people on the other side of the span read,
Yeah,
is going to continue the ruse.
yeah,
Because the question is, do you want the people who hired you to do that job, the Ahmed Latin
right.
job,
Yeah,
want to see you for more work? And she's all like, yes.
yes. Well, that's how the chapter ended, right?
Right.
Right.
So yeah, it alludes to a little bit more.
Well, I mean, it's so good because it's like, you killed my master. So now it's a bit Tarantino. It's like you're well, it's not Tarantino. It's like going back all the way. It's great that Shallan might be able to avenge Yasna, right?
Right. Well,
because
I mean,
she already kind of has, in that she started
it's funny because
Finn.
we tend to do this when we do the Ugly Mugs. We're supposed to be talking about the episodes that we released,
right?
But we're talking about the episodes. No, it's okay. It's totally okay.
I get
and now
it.
we're talking about the ones that we most recently recorded, which is fine too. It's a little bit jumbled for the people watching, but it doesn't really matter because,
you know what, Ugly Mugs has no rule. I mean, dude, like, we're waking up.
It's ugly. It's a very messy thing. So let's just keep going.
I don't even know if I brushed my teeth.
I did. I made sure, because I know last time I did the Ugly Mugs, I did not brush my teeth. So I was like, I got to make sure that I have a nicer smile.
I think maybe I did.
It's probably hidden under this beard.
Anyways, yeah, that's what I should do. I'll just grow this scraggly scraggle over it, and then
I'll just do this. I'll like, hi everyone. So the other thing I want to remind you of, while we're on this topic, is Shallan doesn't just want. Clearly, Shallan's probably, like, you're right. She probably wants a little bit of revenge for Yasna, but there's information that comes through that span read that's even more important to her, which is that these people
are looking for,
have information on this lost city that she's also looking for.
Right.
So that's another reason why she might be interested.
So what she'll do is another con. So that's what she'll do. She'll con her way into that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's my prediction. We'll see if I'm right.
So there's a lot to talk about, and if we want to continue talking about this, we can dissect it just a little bit more. I love the parallels between Shallan in the first book and Shallan in this book, where she is pretending to be someone to a teacher, and a teacher takes her in, starts to like her, and then she betrays that teacher. You know what I mean? Eventually, one with death and one without death. Like, she didn't kill Yasna, but they both are dead. So it's there's lots of parallels here.
Right.
That Shallan runs into people, she learns from them, and then they die. You know what I mean?
I think, you know what it is. You know what it is. I think she's the when you meet her, she's not really all that interested in showing her true colors.
Right.
She's not going to show you all of her cards. She's very guarded, and I think that these falsehoods, or these false personas, or false lives, I suppose, that she's like putting forth. I think it has been because she wants something from both of those leaders, right? So Yasna, she needed to secure the Fabrial to help her family. And then
Mhm.
in the case of Tin, she needed to take over that entire situation. So she tried to bluff her. Tin said, okay, well, you're actually conning it, but Tin liked that about her.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like Yasna too. You're right. Like it's kind of like Yasna and Tin saw something in her that they both liked and wanted to help develop. And so it's like I was telling you, like Shallan's character are these. She's a multi-class character. She's a rogue, and she's a wizard, basically,
Mhm.
because
Yeah,
she's
it's really
learning.
cool.
It's really cool. So, but again, that speaks to the duality of characters like Kaladin too. Like Kaladin is the same way. He's both the champion
Mhm.
and he's also the wretch.
Well, we've talked about this many times, the duality of all these characters, right?
Yeah.
The diplomat and the Blackthorn, like there's all these characters have these different sides to them, which is really really interesting. It means that even Sadius, look at even Sadius,
Yeah.
right? When we get a Sadius POV, which we've gotten recently in our recording, we're like, man, Sadius is awesome. Even though
Yeah.
we fucking hate him, he's
Yeah.
awesome. You know?
Or you got Adeline the duelist and then Adeline the cosmopolitan reader.
He's the subscriber to Chatelaine,
It's
right?
Chatelaine. He's got
Can we
he's
get
flipping through Vogue. He's like,
yeah, he's just like he's doing this all the time.
oh,
He's just like
look what Billie Eilish is wearing. Wow.
can we get Ashlyn to jump on here and can you give us kind of your idea of what with this whole Tin Shallan stuff in this part of the book? What do you got any comments you want to bring up?
Not really. I mean, I just love that Shallan literally started out with nothing and ended up taking over like 3 entire caravans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a group
Yeah.
of soldiers.
Yeah. That is so like, how do you come back from a position being so disadvantaged to taking control of it all when you don't have any weapons, you don't have any, you're not displaying any physicality in terms of being intimidating that way, but yet she did demonstrate intimidation by taking command.
Mhm.
And it's hard for me. I think you can trace most of that to Yasna, but maybe some of it comes from what she's experienced in her past. I don't know.
We should be
I
careful
don't.
not to over emphasize how important her ability with Stormlight, even though she's
Right.
not really
But
able
she's
to
not
use it very
confident.
well yet.
Yeah.
No, but even that ability, being able to
Right.
heal herself, right? Being
Yeah.
able to present a stronger person to
Right.
Vlakov and then to Vatha, and then all these moments where that projecting of self. Without that, she maybe doesn't get any of that stuff. So Yasna is important to
You know
set
what?
the attitude, but then her ability with Stormlight, even though it's minimal, helps her a lot there too. So
I just I just like so much that she asked and got Kaladin's boots. That for
it's
me,
amazing. It's
that
amazing.
that for me is it's amazing.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't get enough of it.
Yeah. It's like what we said, like, you wait forever to have characters meet each other and you're like,
Yeah.
these characters are going to be awesome together.
Yeah. And then
this is the random encounter they
yeah,
have. Like, come
this
on.
is the
Really?
yeah. Oh my gosh, I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so funny. Okay, so a couple other things we should talk about. So I wanted to mention we talked about Botanic XU being the artist for episode 14. Episode 13 was Yulvia Paradisia. I have a hard time saying that name. Sorry, Yulvia, if I said that wrong. But that is the Shallan with the looming pattern behind.
Yeah,
I
it's beautiful.
absolutely love how young Shallan looks in this picture. I find, this is just my personal opinion, but I find that a lot of the Shallan art, it makes Shallan look older, maybe more seasoned because she has been through a lot.
Right.
But I do love this younger looking Shallan because she should still be a teenager, maybe 17 or 18 by this time. So I really love this.
Played by an actress who's 23, of course.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Or actor.
It's Rochard 90210, where all all the players are in their
Yeah.
30s, but they're trying to get Donna Martin to graduate. That's what they're all trying to do. But that is a
I
deep
love it.
cut right there. That's a deep cut. But yeah, so I just want to say thank you to both artists for letting us use their art this week.
Yes, thank you very much.
Awesome. Yeah, so we have a question.
That picture of pattern. I mean, I gotta say that
Yeah.
illustration is really neat. I mean, Shalon looks great in this depiction. And is there some kind of a purpose for these shards, these like diamond shapes?
I don't know if there is any like actual representation of anything, but looks really cool.
It looks really cool. Okay, I wasn't sure if it's something that maybe later on that has to do with the story, but certainly. Oh, hang on. Well, is this giving something away? Like that looks like, okay, is that Shalon's shadow to the left of her in that image, or is that pattern like supposed to be in the place of a face, and below him it looks like there's a body? Like
I think that's pattern, like as represented in our ideas of the symbol-headed creatures from book 1.
Right. Okay.
Kind of looming, because pattern in book 2, when she finally is able to draw him properly, she takes a snap of him and then puts him to paper. He almost comes to life from that and is this movable symbol. But before that, she only sees him. Did Ashley Lee, did you just throw something at a cat?
No, my dog.
Oh, I just saw you whip something across the room. Either you were trying to hit a child or an animal.
Yeah.
I wasn't throwing it at him. I was throwing it for him.
Oh, okay. That's different.
She was getting it. She's like, well, he likes playing with my Fabrial, so here you go.
If one of my kids come downstairs and bug me, I'm gonna whip something at them. I have this little duster here. I'll whip that at them. Hopefully none of them come down. Yeah, so I think that in this picture anyways, this is supposed to be kind of like the pattern or the cryptics that we saw from Way of Kings, how they would be there without her knowing, kind of thing.
Right.
But I just used it for this because I mean it's just amazing, and every time I find new art, I feel like I have to represent it. So it's I just love the artists; they're amazing. Okay, so we do have a question this week. Simi Jensen, or also known as AKA Chris Papineau. No. He asked, what are our most memorable Halloween costumes that we've ever had? And then asks what our kids win as Halloween for this year. But let's start with your most memorable Halloween costume you've ever had.
I thought we covered this topic. Maybe we
did. We?
I'm having total deja vu right now that we've done this on Ugly Mugs. We talked about this.
I think what we did was we might have talked about Halloween costumes on our Halloween bonus episode that we put out when we recorded at the cottage.
Maybe we did.
We talked about Halloween costumes.
Maybe have we released that yet?
It has been released. Yeah, it got released last week.
Okay, perfect.
Which is another thing to talk about, that we did this bonus episode at the cottage, and Mike got involved. Craftmaster Mike joined the conversation. We talked about
so now
horror, and
everybody knows that zombies creep me out, and they're ooey.
Yep, they're ooey.
Yeah, ew.
Not like in a 50s rock and roll style, like ooey.
No, they're ooey, like sticky, like ooey.
Yeah, they are pretty gross. Yeah. So what in your past has been one of your favorite Halloween costumes?
Favorite Halloween costume? I guess I've got to say my Edward Scissorhands way back in high school. Wasn't particularly great in terms of its
destruction and
its accuracy, but the movie was just a big deal for me, and remains so to this day. Everything, I just loved it so much. And I remember getting the metal from the metal shop, and making the scissors kind of crudely. And I went to the high school chemistry teacher which gave me an agent to paint onto the aluminum metal to make it look old. So cool. it was really cool. So I made the scissors, and then I got my hair. I had long hair, and so I teased it all up all crazy and put on the makeup and did the whole thing. And so yeah, so I'm gonna say that costume for me was my favorite I've ever done. Was my
Do you have a picture anywhere that you could
no
provide for?
no
No, eh?
sadly no, it was high school.
Yeah,
And I
it's
don't
not.
have
Yeah, that's
any-
this is back in the '90s when we didn't have cameras in our
yeah,
pockets, right?
nobody had it.
Yeah,
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 we weren't cameraing everything, right? So
yeah.
I'll say my Edward Scissorhands.
That's cool, buddy. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think my favorite costume that I've ever done was my Storm Shadow GI Joe costume that I
Mhm.
did back in my early 20s.
You see, I
I
feel like we've said this exact thing twice
maybe
because I knew you were going to say that.
you just knew it, eh?
Yeah. So I'm having extreme deja vu, or we've done this.
We might have done it already. This is the costume. I don't know if you'll be able to see this. Storm
It's a
Shadow is
little
holding
blurry.
a beer.
Storm Shadow holding a beer.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm holding a beer in there, but I worked really hard on that. One of the things you can't see in the picture, maybe I'll post this on Instagram. I made the knee pads out of cardboard. I took a cardboard box and I laid it
Yeah.
out, and then I folded pieces of cardboard and
Yeah.
put them down, and then taped them down with red tape. So the knee pads actually were ridged like the snake from Cobra. Yeah, I was very proud of that. I worked on it for like months. And then I painted. I actually freehand painted the Storm Shadow logo on my face. I actually did that freehand.
on
and
my face.
I'm not.
Kids
I'm
today
not
are like
artistic
Storm
at all.
Shadow, GI Joe. What's
What
what's
the
that?
hell?
What
Yeah.
the hell is that? That doesn't end in Jenner.
Why didn't you go as a Pokemon? That's what everyone's thinking. Why didn't you go as a Pokemon? But yeah. So and what did Parker go as for Halloween this year?
Parker went. So it was great debate whether he was going to go
Actually
out.
go out?
Yeah. So this
Right.
because he's in grade 8. This is it. He's
His
already
last
turned.
hurrah.
He's already turned 13. So I told him, I said, look, you are a teenager right now, whether you're willing to accept it or not. You have entered your teenage years. So, but him and his friends, they wanted to go out. And so he went out as Jason Voorhees.
Nice.
So it wasn't not a brilliant costume. It was, yeah, he got it together. I don't even know if he's seen any of those movies. I watched them far too young because I went to a buddy's house to sleep over, and he had a few of them rented. And I was way too young to see these murders and things. So it gave me nightmares for years. Murder. Oh yeah. I was too young. I was like 8 years old or 9 years old. It just, it was really scared me. But I then became fascinated with horror, and I got over it. I just basically started to be fascinated. Like, well, how did they do that makeup? Like, how did they do this?
Right.
So he went as Jason Voorhees and got his last round of candy, and he ate it all in like 2 days. 2 days.
No way. That's crazy.
I just misparented him, and I allowed him to take his stash into his bedroom. And I said, please try to make it last, and cripes almighty, the bloody boy, he's huge. Like,
right.
he's like, I'm going to be looking up at him very soon, and he'll be like, okay, Dad, I'll be home at
3, 5, 4.
No, I'll be like, okay, you be home by 10 o'clock, and he'll be like, Dad,
you can't make me do nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, I told him.
Puny human.
I told him. I said, please fight the teenage brain. Please fight it.
Yeah.
And he's like, what's the teenage brain? And I said, you're gonna have all these chemicals going around in there. You're gonna be thinking all kinds of really nuts things.
Yeah, it's true.
Like, you got to fight that stuff. And he's like, I don't know if I can. And I said, you must.
I mean, there's one of two ways it could go. He could either go girl crazy, which is all right, or he could just go crazy. So that's you know what I mean?
Oh, he's great. Well, he's great. His big thing right now is just he's into music.
Right.
He's killing it. By the way, on the music front, dude, I mean, if you haven't plugged in your veins the latest War on Drugs record,
I have.
It's
really great.
It's
really great.
So good. Like,
yeah.
Dude, I can't stop.
Mhm.
I can't stop
it's really
listening to
good.
that record.
Yeah.
That's just
Yeah, he's great. Yeah, it's a really good record. So yeah, my kids went as for Halloween. Nora, my oldest, went as a zombie unicorn.
a zombie unicorn. Oh, I
It was
like
just one of
that.
those like a Party City pick off the rack kind of.
Did she have like hollowed out black eyes for the like?
No. It was just the costume she wore. It was
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
And then the youngest one went as a peacock, where she had like these little armbands, and when
Yeah.
she put her arms up, you could see all the feathers
Oh,
beneath, which was
wow.
really cute.
That's cool.
But they absolutely had such a fun time.
Going around.
They didn't get to do it last year.
Yes.
And
right.
Fiona, the year before, Fiona was too young. 2 years ago, I literally carried Fiona at Halloween. Because she was just so little. She was 2 years old, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I had to carry her the whole time. So this is the first year where they actually just got to run around the neighborhood.
Cute.
Fiona has a classmate who lives across the street from us, and then they both have friends who live 2 blocks away. So they all met up and just literally tore up the neighborhood. It was really fun to watch them go nuts and have fun. So it was they'll remember that for a while, I think. So
Oh, that's great. That's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
cute.
How much time do we have? Is there anything we should be
I
talking
haven't
about?
I haven't been warned yet, so we are good to
We have
keep
over
going.
10 minutes, right?
Are we gonna do a refill? We don't often do refills.
No, I don't think I can do a refill.
I should keep. You know what? That's it. I need to make room for a coffee maker down here. Why not?
You can just like reach over and make a coffee.
Yeah. I should get rid of that stapler.
Why? Why?
Oh my god! I've already discussed it. Brutal. I need a new stapler. Well, actually, I don't staple anymore, so no, maybe I don't.
Ashlyn, do you have any questions for us while you're on the air or
on the show?
Did you all notice that the same wagon, that was used for Shalon was also the same one Kaladin was in?
Was it the actual same one?
Because of the gouge marks from a prisoner trying to escape.
Oh, right. You know what? I don't think I noticed that.
Like
I did not notice that either.
That's awesome.
That is really cool. Hang on. Now, how would that be?
Because she's like the gouge marks. When Kaladin's first in the wagon,
right?
He can see that someone was like, trying to get out and scrape their fingers along the bottom, and then she noticed the same marks when she was in the wagon.
No, but how would the wagon have come to get Kaladin and?
Because it was Tavlakov's.
Because it was Tavlakov's, right? The same character.
Right. That's really cool. I don't think I noticed that. That's awesome.
that is really cool. I love that.
It was probably like a really quick throwaway line somewhere in there, right? Like, I don't think we picked up on that. That's really awesome.
Yeah,
it took me a long time. I think it was like my 4th read through.
4th read?
Yeah, and I just started reading them last December. So
what?
Whoa.
You've reread them that many times?
Wow. Oh my gosh, that's incredible. Well, we are very slow. It's my fault. I mean, I'm the slow boat because
No, you're not. This is not your fault. This is the nature of the beast. This is like,
well, we didn't have to do this show.
Do you want to read these books? You would have read them and you'd be done already. You'd be
I would
already
be
caught
done.
up.
Yeah.
You'd be caught up on Rhythm of War. You would have read it whenever everyone else read it. But I'm restricting you 2 chapters a week because of the way that this show is, the way that the podcast is. It's not your fault. It's more my fault.
Well, I still feel guilty somehow.
Your restraint is so impressive.
What's that?
The only all-nighters that I've pulled in college so far have been while reading Stormlight Archive.
Some of the all-nighters have been reading Stormlight.
Yeah, I haven't pulled an all-nighter for school, actually, just reading.
And we're only 4 books into. Hang on. So I think Sean already told me this. We get a 5th book, and then there's going to be a break.
Yeah, there's gonna be a large break, maybe 5 years. We're not sure exactly how long.
5
it's gonna
years. Oh my god.
I mean,
that's crazy.
What he says he's gonna do and what is done is different, right? Like he could say 5 now. It could end up being 3. He could end up deciding not to take a break because the demand for it's too great. We don't know. Everything's fluid right now. But for us, for our understanding is we have this book
Yep.
And then we're gonna read Edge Dancer, the novella, which I haven't read before.
Edge Dancer, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
I need to
So we're
secure
gonna
a
both
copy
read
of
that
that.
together. Yeah, you'll have to go. You can buy that at a bookstore. You'll be able to buy it at a bookstore
yeah?
somewhere. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I'll check with the local one here first.
Or just go online and get it delivered or whatever. But yeah, so I haven't read that before, so that'll be our first experience doing this show.
Yeah,
where
together
we're both reading it together.
Where you don't know anything more than I know.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah.
La.
We might need to bring someone on who's read it to give us ideas for like good moments for live reads or for something like that. Maybe someone who's currently on the call right now. Maybe
have you read Edge Dancer? Have you read Edge Dancer, Ashlyn?
I have. It was a couple of months ago, so I'd need to reread it. Just because
a couple of months ago. Damn.
A perfect reason then. A perfect reason.
Pretty fresh.
To reread it. Yeah. But yeah, so we'll do Edge Dancer, and then it'll be Oathbringer. And then between Oathbringer and Rhythm of War, it'll be Dawn Shard, which is another novella. And then we'll read Rhythm of War.
Between Oathbringer and Rhythm?
Rhythm is another novella. Yeah, called Dawn Shard.
Okay. So there's only the two novellas that pertain to Stormlight, Edge Dancer, and we got Dawn Shard.
Dawn Shard, yeah. And this is obviously not including all of the other rest of the Cosmere, Elantris, Emperor's Soul, Warbreaker, 7 Mistborn books, because the seventh one's coming out soon. So that's a lot of other.
All that's Cosmere.
It's all Cosmere, yeah. So there's.
Do any of those materials relate to the Stormlight Archives or mention events? Really?
Not mention events in the Stormlight Archive, but there are things in the Stormlight Archive that mention those books.
You forgot the S on the end of archive there.
Oh, the archives. Sorry, yeah, you're right. But yeah, it's the other way around. It's not that there are things in those books that you'll be like, oh, I remember that from Stormlight Archive. It'll be when you read those books, you'll go, oh my God, this thing was in Stormlight Archive. So the Stormlight Archive is like the central, and then everything else is kind of like all around it kind of thing. So
that's neat.
Very neat.
Yep.
So yeah. So that'll be interesting to do. I mean, God, I'd love it if we could get through it faster. But we don't have that much time to be able to do that, right? So with kids and family and jobs and all that stuff, we got to do it at the pace we're doing it. So
that's it.
Well, I think that's it. We shouldn't.
Is that it for our ugly mugs for today?
I mean, we shouldn't. We should string it along longer and just come up with more things to talk about. We've covered everything that I wanted to cover. Unless Jack, there's something you wanted to talk about specifically.
No, I think I didn't really. I just wanted to. I was going to apologize in advance for today for coughing. It's been okay. And
you've been pretty good actually.
And I did want to mention about the War on Drugs record too, because I haven't had a chance to talk to you about that.
Yeah, it's great. I absolutely love it. I find it a little bit more mellow than the last record.
It is,
but not in a bad way. Like in a completely satisfactory. It's beautiful. Its mellowness is really. I actually can't listen to it in the car because it just hits the right mellowness that when I'm driving home from work and I want to listen to it, I'm like, I can't listen to this right now. Like it's just too mellow. So we listen to it at home. When I'm cooking dinner and stuff, it's better. But like in the car, I need to stay focused. I need the Strokes in the car. I need to listen to like Room on Fire on repeat. You know what I mean?
You've been having the Strokes on repeat for a long time.
Oh, dude, I can't. I've been listening to them for I would say like 3 or 4 weeks straight now. I've been just plowing through all the records. I sing the songs to my daughter at night before bed. I'm newly obsessed again. Like I kind of forgot how much I loved them back in the day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh yeah, right. This band is fucking awesome.
Like, I just plowed through all the Weezer records recently, and I
know. I'm proud of you. That's great. That's good,
dude. Yeah, it was a nice way to, because I just went straight through them, just
right,
all through them, and I was just amazed at their catalog.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
I mean, not every album is like fully stacked of awesome songs. There are 2 or 3 songs on every album that you're like,
I don't know.
But there are a lot of gems out there. There are so many hidden songs that people don't even know about. You're like, this is Weezer? This is amazing.
Well,
Yeah.
what's neat about bands like that or groups like that, or is the concept of the album was still alive.
Right.
I don't know if that's still going to be a thing going forward in music. If albums will still be a thing, I don't know if new generations really care about that.
From my understanding, a lot of songwriting is focused on the first 15 seconds of songs now, because on a
Really?
Spotify format, you
That's-
need to
that's
hook
what you
people
get.
in the first 15 seconds,
Right.
or they're going to skip to the next track. So your hook has to come early, whereas a band used to be able to like slowly build up, and then a
Right.
hook comes later on. The hook has to
Right.
happen right away, and then a lot of music really is on TikTok now. People will discover
Really?
music on TikTok now. Yeah.
Oh, I had
Yeah.
no idea. I don't even know what TikTok is.
It's like 15 to 30-second clips of people using songs, and then they do stupid things on their videos. But
Whoa,
those
so
songs get reused,
TikTok is a
reused,
video?
reused. Yeah,
TikTok's
it's like
video?
it's like a Vine. It's like a Vine, like back in the day. Remember Vines?
No, I didn't do any of
Yeah.
this
Okay.
stuff.
Yeah. Never mind.
Technology and me, we just don't get along. So I've avoided it. I don't do it.
There's no way I don't have a like 1980s or early 90s comparison to what a Vine or a TikTok is. So
a letter? Was it like anything?
it was like a letter. It was like you know what it's like?
I remember
it's like,
writing letters. I remember writing letters to my girlfriends. I'd write letters and I go to this, I get stickers and I, make it all.
you know what it's like? It's like that tiny little
I
scroll that you
remember
would
doing
roll up
that.
and tie to a pigeon. Like the
Oh,
it's not like a
that,
large
yes.
letter, but it's like a little note that you tie to a pigeon.
I think I kept a few pigeon, like my favorite pigeon skeletons around here somewhere in my basement.
Did you? That's really fucking weird. That's really disturbing. Jack's D&D room
carrier pigeon. All these I couldn't
full
let them
of
go.
pigeon
These were my best
carcasses.
friends.
So the adventurers will walk into the dungeon, which looks exactly like my basement room. Are you watching quickly? Are you watching Succession at all on HBO?
Am I? No, I'm not watching Succession.
You should be.
Really good show.
Yeah, you and Linda should check it out. It's really, really good. It's like King Lear.
Yes.
But in the corporate world, like a king of the corporate world. He's like the company is like a multimedia conglomerate. It's like Apple meets Disney meets. It's like the biggest corporation in that world, and the head of it is getting older and is going to pick a successor, and he's got 4 kids, and the 4 kids are all trying to vie for his company. It's really, really good.
I'm sure it's amazing, but I don't know if doesn't sound like it's a thing I want. I'm still jamming on the IT crowd. Like
are you pulling a Phil that if there's no swords or lasers, you're not interested? Or
no, gosh, no. I just I don't have
Is Phil still there?
I don't watch.
Did he sleep over last night?
Yeah, I think he's up there somewhere.
Oh, it's too bad he didn't pop on to say hi.
He's up there. He came.
He's up there.
You know what?
Until 11.
Oh, you know what we watched last night?
Mm.
We're gonna run out of time here, but we watched.
Yes, quickly.
Now this Ugly Mugs is way off. We're just talking about anything now.
Yeah, this is super ugly.
This is super.
This mug is cracked.
It's got
there's a crack. There's a crack in this mug.
Oh jeez. We watched the Green Knight.
Oh, you finally watched it?
I did.
Oh wow! And what did you think?
Well, I felt like I had my head split open. I wasn't prepared for how artsy the film was going to be.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
I wasn't ready for that. I based on the trailer, I certainly didn't think it was going to be like a fantasy epic or action movie.
Right.
I didn't think that at all. But
Right.
I was very surprised at the level of sort of abstract and like I just wasn't ready for that. I really liked it.
Right.
I thought Dev was like insane. I thought
amazing.
Yeah, so but I just wasn't ready for that, and I think I need to just to hang on to it for a bit and just keep thinking about. I loved it in terms of the editing, and I loved what I really loved, which is gonna sound weird. I loved all the titles.
Yes.
the interjection of all the titles. I really
Yes,
thought that was
it's amazing.
so cool.
Yeah, I loved all of it. I absolutely loved all of it. There's so much going on. I had to have several conversations with people
Yeah.
to be able to dissect it and then go back, and I watched it twice. I've watched it
Yeah.
again. And on my second watch, I was like, oh my God, there's so much going on.
Yeah.
Like with, the fox and
I love the fox. The fox is
couple
like
of-
the highlight. I loved
the
it.
couple at the castle that he stays with.
Yeah.
With the old lady, the blindfolded old lady, everything,
Yeah.
all of it is just, there's so much, man.
Yeah,
There's
I
so
know.
much to dissect. Yeah, you're gonna have to watch it again.
I think I will watch it again. I just wasn't prepared for what it was. So it was a shock. So
Right.
as I was watching, I was just, whoa, wow, this is really different than what I had imagined. That's all.
Hmm. Yeah, it's really great though.
Yeah, no, super cool. I love the director. So I just,
Hmm. Yeah.
Anyways, we should get going. We got 2 minutes left. So
Yep. All right. Well, Ashlyn, thank you very much for joining us
Ashlyn,
again.
thanks for joining.
You're starting to be a mainstay on this show.
I know. I like it. Let's.
Yeah, it's great.
We're gonna have to start giving her,
It'll be Ugly Mugs with Ashlyn. That's what it is.
Ugly Mugs with
Ashlyn Lee.
Ashlyn.
Yeah.
Okay.
It just happens that this is the time that I usually put my dog out. So 6 in the morning is like perfect for me.
Perfect. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Great.
We actually do record pretty early, so there's a lot of people who have said, "Oh, if you guys did it later on, I'd be able to jump on." So maybe in the coming months, Jack, maybe we can talk about doing one at like night. Oh, Ugly Mugs After Dark. We could drink wine instead of coffee.
We drink wine. Oh.
You know what I mean? Ugly glasses. I don't know. Anyways, thanks for listening, everyone. Thanks a lot for jumping on, Ashlyn.
Yeah.
And I guess we will see you next time.
Take care, everybody.
Did you actually want a picture of my mug?
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.